What's going on, guys? So we got a really nice day for where I'm at. The weather's finally starting to turn. I'm on my bicycle, my little electric bike, and I have with me my little, which is kind of still new to me. Come on, don't really love this bag, but it worked for the bike ride, an Air 3S. So what I want to talk about today, if you're new to the channel, I talk about drones mainly, sometimes some caregiving, sometimes some mental health, but primarily photographer by trade, videographer, drone pilot, and I like to talk about drones because it really is a great tool and a new perspective that added a really nice spark to my 20 plus years of taking pictures. So without further ado, I want to talk about cruise control and how to use it on the Air 3S. I've talked about it with other drone models. I haven't talked about it with this, but I think it's important just to rehash it and kind of talk a little bit about it because it really is super convenient at times. I wouldn't totally rely on it, but it's something that can be really great and a nice little tool in your toolkit for flying cinematic shots and just kind of taking a break off the sticks, because why work harder if we don't have to? Utilize the technology, and there's that. So let's go ahead and get this in the air. We won't try to keep this a super long video. I'm next to a museum next to me in DeKalb, Illinois, and we'll try to get some nice shots of that and see how we can utilize the cruise control feature with this drone. So we're gonna take the gimbal cover off. We got a full battery. Start this guy. Boom. And take off these glasses or put them over here. Get our little RCN3 controller, which I actually enjoy a lot. And I'll use my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I was gonna upgrade to the 16 Pro Max, but I think I'm gonna wait for the 17 Pro Max. And we'll start a screen recording, get this guy in the air, and hopefully everything goes as planned. Come on, we're gonna force close all the apps. Take our brightness up a little bit. When I fly with my iPhone, I don't take the brightness full up because I don't want the thing to overheat if it's a warmer day out like it is today. It's 73 or something right now. So you gotta be mindful of the phone display dimming, which really stinks, and that's one of the negatives when you're using your iPhone as your display. So we'll start a screen recording. Oop, not that. There we go. Go into the Fly app. Hit Go Fly. And we'll launch them. You got to be comfortable to hand launching the drone. I don't know why this gimbal is so high up. It says the gimbal's stuck. There we go. I'm gonna put this over here and try to calibrate the gimbal really quickly just to make certain nothing's going on. Auto. This is always something you can do if you're having any kind of concern. Calibrate the gimbal before the flight, ideally on a flat level surface, and we should be good to go. So here's the bike. Hold the drone, pinch it as you see. Make sure your hands are clear from the props, pushing the sticks towards each other. And push up on the left stick.
Home point updated.
And fly away. So there's the museum I'm talking about. Make sure I'm still screen recording. I am. So what we can do, first off, is get this thing away a little bit because it's kind of buzzing and annoying. There we go. So cool little museum. It's a bigger deal in the area I live, so it's sometimes nice to promote yourself with popular locations that people enjoy seeing. But let's go ahead and get to where cruise control is. So we're gonna go into control. So hit the three dots in the upper right corner. Go to bus button customization, and then you see we have a single press of the function button right here set to cruise control. So you have different things you can do, vision assist, switch cameras, auxiliary LED, which are all good, but I'm gonna keep the quickest, easiest one depressed button to initiate cruise control. So, and then I have double press set to recenter gimbal. So all I have to do now is let's go into video mode and we'll see what the limitations are. Let me get further away from this guy. I'm gonna put it in auto mode just for ease sake. Look out, little B. And on the, I think it's the RC Pro or whatever, they have the bottom buttons and you can actually program one of those, which comes in a lot more conveniently, because having the fly on the sticks and somehow depress the function button is not ideal. So I wish these somehow in the next generation would have the back buttons so we can easily just press while we're controlling the sticks and not have to worry about messing up our movement. So let's go ahead and start recording, and I'm gonna kind of hold my hand right by the function button so I'm ready to press it, and I'm gonna just kind of do a little orbit. Depress it, cruise control enabled. So now it's doing a little orbit with my hands off the sticks, and if I want, I can switch out of the mode. So if I toggle out of the mode, it's gonna break the cruise control feature. So that's a quick safety kind of thing, just toggle into a different mode. But let's go ahead and start one more time, and I'm in cine mode, and we're gonna go and cruise, do a little teeny orbit. Let me kind of get a little bit better centered. Now let's see if we can roll the gimbal down. So we can roll the gimbal down manually, meaning tilt the camera down, but that's not gonna get locked into the cruise control setting. So be mindful of that and aware of that. That's not going to happen. But we can at least eliminate having the fly and do the other stick movements and totally focus just on rolling really smoothly like that, and maybe getting a movement and being done with it. So I'm gonna break out by going in the normal mode and changing the modes. And we can try just for kicks. Let me go ahead and go back in, and while I'm doing all of this, I'm gonna hit start. I'm gonna roll the gimbal down. And when I let off the stick, it's not gonna continue that camera tilt movement. So don't expect that to happen. That's not gonna happen with cruise control. But that is essentially, there's not a ton to it. But let's see like another thing. Say we're going and flying. Here, let me bring it back to me. Where am I? There I am. Let's try to get a realistic thing. So say we're just trying to go and get a shot like this, where we're just trying to go along the building line. I'm not even gonna record. I'm gonna go, hit function, get cruise control enabled, and at least now I know I'm gonna get a pretty straight line movement with ideally no jitter or anything. I don't know why that wanted to go hit a tree. Let me make sure I'm actually, hold on one second. Let me see safety. Yeah, I'm on brake. I don't know why that seemed like it wanted to hit the tree, but that's actually a good thing if you're trying to do, here, let me see if we can do something else. Okay, maybe something like this. Say we're working for a job and we're trying to get some movement going down the street, being parallel, having everything nice and straight. with the grids, going with the traffic, like a nice perfect movement. So instead of having to be really consistent for a minute flight or something, for example, I can just go ahead and hit the function button, enable cruise control, and be off the sticks and just chill. And now I can let that thing do its thing. And what I would suggest too is get something locked in with cruise control and then do it manually as well, not only for practice, but just to see if you do it a little bit better maybe than the cruise control function provided for you. So there we go. An easy little example. Let me see what else. So let's cruise over here. So maybe we want to go and do a hyperlapse. So here we have a hyperlapse. Let's go ahead and do 5 second. I think we could only do 2 second intervals. And we're going to line it up. If you see that little area, it isn't the whole frame, it's that little area with the little squares. I'll put a little thing in the video so you can see. But if we go ahead and start this and say fly backwards and do a little movement to get some movement in the hyperlapse, I can hit the function button and now we're in cruise control in a hyperlapse and we just let it do its thing. So now we're in cruise control, getting movement in a hyperlapse, and we don't necessarily need to be on the sticks the entire time. We just sit and cruise and let cruise control do its thing, and that's it. We don't have to worry about having this thing in our hands the entire time. We can watch it and keep our eyes on the controller for safety reasons, but relax a little bit because it may take 5 or 10 minutes to complete the hyperlapse you want. So cruise control with hyperlapse, super awesome. Let me see. I'm not going to go ahead and do the entire hyperlapse, but really those are kind of the key things, is utilizing for some simple movements.
Successfully.
Let me go ahead and get back a little bit. So say I want to do a movement right now, just an orbit around this little museum. And maybe I want to go up a little bit. Cool. So up in altitude, hit function, and it's not as easy as I said with the function button on the front, but you see what it's doing? It's going backwards, it's raising altitude, and doing multiple movements. So you can achieve a 3-axis movement going backwards, going up, and going to, the right for this example. So pretty cool. So let me know if you guys mess around with cruise control in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hopefully this helps get you familiar and get you utilizing cruise control, because it is something that is awesome and can be used for real during jobs and during work stuff and just getting better cinematic shots. So there you go, guys. Aloha and bye.